channel, stars, and welcome to Dusttale If by the darkpetal16. Yeah, so in one of the videos yesterday I mentioned about wanting to play Dusttale, and lo and behold, Darkpetal seems to have answered my call with this. Now this particular one, we don't have the ability to save or go back. I have to either survive, die, or romance this freaking skeleton in one go, otherwise I'm literally screwed. So, let's see if I can survive Dusttale without messing this up the first time. Let's start. Choose your theme. Into the void. Oh, well, I do like this colours a lot better, if I'm honest. It's very, very purpley, but it's not really Dusttale-y, is it? Well, we've had Underfell before. You know what? Sure, Into the Void. I like the purpleness, you know. Into the Void. I know technically this is not really appropriate, but it makes it a lot easier for me to read it. Whereas if I went with a Dusttale text, I would not be able to read it properly. So I hope you can forgive me, but I'm going to choose Into the Void theme just to make it easier for me to read the text rather than me struggling. So forgive me. Character profile. Enter your name. Okay, well, Twinkle. And then we got, oh, lowercase. Okay, so it's Twinkle. Your eyes are... Should I do this more based on how I look now? So I actually have blue eyes. Oh, good lord. Okay, so we'll go with blue. Blue. I do wear glasses. Long. It's like a brown. It's like a mixed chocolate brown. I don't know. I wouldn't say it's chocolate brown. Brown? I don't know. Auburn? What is auburn? I don't know what auburn is. We'll go with white. Tightly curled. I mean, I got corkscrew curls, so maybe porcelain. Sure, because I'm super white. I'm like very pale. Sure. You are a woman with long, white, tightly curled and porcelain skin. You have blue eyes and wear glasses. You are Twinkle. Yes. That's you. Ordinary you. You are nothing special. You have no extraordinary abilities. You are only you, meaning no resets, no pressing back, and no pass and go. If you get caught, you go to jail, or you die. We are going to try to be romantic with Murder Sans, because if you didn't know, technically he's not called Dusttale Sans. That's not his actual name. In the AU itself, he's actually called Murder Sans. He's just a skeleton who wanted to avenge his fallen comrades and to stop the human from doing constant freaking genocides. So he took it upon himself to murder all his friends, thinking, hey, they're gonna die anyway. I might as well get the XP, and that way the human won't be as strong, and then I can beat them up. You know, stop them once and for all. Then he killed Papyrus, and when he did that, that just snapped his mind, and he just... He went a bit too far. After that, he started muttering himself. People assumed he was talking to himself, either himself or to thin air, unaware that he's being tormented by the soul of his deceased brother. Interesting. But of course, you've got canon Murder Sans, and then you got the fanon Murder Sans, so there's more than one version. Anyway, carry on. Do you think that will be enough? Absolutely not. I technically need the ability to save because I'm going to mess this up. I guarantee I am going to die. It has to be, doesn't it? If you aren't enough, if you don't think you're enough, why are you even here? Oh, pooh. You fell. Not a small fall or a little trip. This is a plunge fall. It's a head over heels over head fall. It's an over a minute has passed and you're still falling fall. You are hurtling into darkness so thick you cannot even see your porcelain fingers in front of your own eyes. The air tingles with a strange energy that envelops you entirely as you fall. providing you with the sensation of tumbling through mist. You fall and fall and fall. What a horrible accident. It was an accident. A trip up the mountain gone wrong. You were scaling the mountainside of Mount Ebot, one step at a time. There was a path that wrapped around the mountain and would take hikers out to a ledge. You intended to follow the path up to the ledge, a journey you have never gone on before. Why would you go up there then? You absolute freaking... Why didn't you bring someone with you? Like, I don't understand. Why would you go up there? Hiking? What? Why would you go randomly hiking up this godforsaken mountain that you've never been up to before? Okay. It was the first nice day in months. You desperately wanted to soak up the chance of a pleasant, fresh air and warm sunlight. Sure, go with that. You were going stark crazy being cooped up inside. One more week trapped in the stale, temperature-regulated air, and you were going to scream. You trekked up the mountain was fine, nice even. The fresh mountain air tasted of spring, and the sunlight warmed your porcelain skin. The wind was consistent enough you didn't get too hot as you climbed. You thought you were doing a good job. The path branched a few times, but you did your best to follow the main one. It did not work out that way. One wrong turn and a stumble over a rock had you tumbling into the forest. By the time you stopped rolling, you were in an area you didn't recognize and not a path in sight. You thought if you simply went downhill, you'd be okay. Unfortunately, the area you stopped in ended at a sharp drop-off. There was no safe way to go downhill. You could only keep climbing up and to the side. This did not work out well for you. Your trip took the remainder of the day and left you walking in pitch blackness with only the fading light of your flashlight phone. It was disorienting, terrifying, infatuating, and overwhelming. Your legs burned, your chest heaved, and your empty stomach gnawed angrily at itself. You wanted to go home, and then you tripped into a hole that was cruelly concealed by foliage, and you fell. All you wanted to do was go for some fresh air. You go up a mountain and you just fell, trip, fell. You open your blue eyes, your vision blurred. Your hands grope around the ground until you grasp your familiar lenses. You put them back on. Even with your glasses on, your vision is blurred. Ugh, every part of you hurts. It's a constant throbbing sensation of dull pain. Your limbs tingle with pins and needles, and even curling your fingers send sharp pains through you. You blink, reflective tears burn your eyes in an attempt to help clear your vision. Each inhale is a hiccup, a stutter of air. Your whole body has received a painful shock from the landing, and it's adjusting. You lay there in a daze of hazy discomfort from who knows how long. Minutes? Hours? You hadn't been paying attention to the time before you fell, so even if you knew the time now, it can't be used as a reference. Eventually your breathing evens out and pain dulls enough that you can force yourself to sit up. You look around at where you fell. There is the barest sliver of light that peeks through the foliage. It is far too high for you to see anything more than a silver dot. How far did you fall? It felt long. That couldn't be right, though. You're alive. Injured, hurting, but alive. You flex your hands. It's like someone wrapped 100 rubber bands around each finger. You turn your neck. Oh, that sharp pain. You hissed out in pain. You tried to stand up. Your knees nearly give out under you. They are surprisingly weak and wobbly. Your hands spin faster than a twirling ice skater. It takes all of your willpower not to fall down again. With the smallest bit of light, you try and find your phone. It's not easy in this darkness, especially when every time you turn your neck, you feel a sharp jolt of pain that makes you cringe. You get on your hands and knees and force to grasp around the grasp and flowers in search of some smooth plastic case around your phone. There! You found your phone! The screen lights up as soon as you turn it over. No signal, which is not a shock. It's half a battery, not bad. You turn the flashlight on and survey yourself. Your bare legs are a mess of scratches and bruises. The dress you're wearing has done nothing to protect you. The blood slowly drips down your legs. Most of the cuts are shallow enough that they have already stopped bleeding. The dry blood is caked on your legs and pulls your skin with each movement. You move your phone line up to your arm. There is along your short-sleeved dress did nothing to help you. The sweatshirt over top of your dress protected your skin decently. Oh, I imagine you would have something on top. Unfortunately, you go to touch your face to feel for any injuries. Your cheek stings when you touch it. Your hand doesn't come back away with blood. So you conclude it is bruised. You touch around your head. A needle-like burn immediately pierces when you touch the back. It comes away sleek with blood. Oh no! Oh no! We're bleeding on the back of the head. That is not good. You do not want to be bleeding on the back of your head. That is not good. That is a no-go. Oh dear. Okay. Alright, we're gonna need to try to stay calm. If we freak out, it's gonna be bad for us. You aren't doing well. Head injuries are always alarming, but it could be worse. It could be best if you sought help as soon as possible. You take a tentative step forward. You move your flashlight to shine in the darkness. You can walk. You are bleeding, in pain and utterly alone, but you can walk. This could be worse. You want to focus on staying positive. You have to in that situation. You cannot freak out. If you freak out, it could be worse. Like, seriously. Right. You can do this. With the light of your flashlight, you start to look around. You land in a bed of yellow flowers that have grown under the slim sunlight that peek through. They're unlike any flowers you've seen before. I'm getting absolutely freaking fed up of seeing you wretched yellow flowers. They appear cartoonish with their big petals and languishly swaying in the non-existent wind. You shine your flashlight around. The cave floor is smooth. It's a dark grey. The cave wall climbs high above you, and a lot of it is also smoothed over. It looks like the area was created to tunnel, not something naturally formed. You can't recall there being any mining operations set around the mountain. It was nearly pristine on the outside. When was this cave carved out? Could there be people here? Call out to see if anyone's around. You call out. Oh God, the music has started. There is no response. Oh God. Oh God, Hassan's already killed people. Oh shit, hold on now. Has he already killed them? Oh God, I don't like the way this is going. You call out, there's no response. You shine your flashlight around the cave. You only see one way towards the darkness tunnels. You enter a long dark corridor. It's made up of dark, cracked stone. There are numerous fractured lines running along the walls and ceiling. You run your hand along the wall and find that it is rough and crumbly. As you progress, the dark grey colour slowly transitions to a deep purple. It's quiet, painfully quiet. The cave noise is uncomfortable. Oh God, is someone... Oh, no! No! Why do I hear... I don't like that. Stop that, please. Darkpetal, how dare you? I don't like the sound of the heartbeat. You can hear your heart pound in your chest. Please stop. I don't like that in my ear. Please? Oh no, I don't like this. You added sound effects. How dare you? Each step you take is echoed by it. You never thought your heart could sound so loud. A dozen steps down the tunnel and you start to wonder if the echo of your footsteps are only yours. Oh God. They must be, right? It's only you down here. It's only you, your heartbeat in this darkness. You keep moving forward. I swear to God. You leave the tunnel, only see another empty cavern. Sans has already been here, hasn't he? You glance around. A glance around shows it's similar to where you fell, albeit much larger. On the floor, there's a noticeable difference in the shade of purple, a lavender path. You drag your foot across the path. It's mostly smooth like the rest of the flooring. Each step further is met with an echo of your footsteps. The halls and the caverns of these caves are massive and empty. Someone must be around though, right? These tunnels were made. You aren't alone. You can't be alone. The silence rattles your nerves. Oh God, he's already killed people, hasn't he? You walk. Oh God, he has murdered someone. Has he killed Tori already? It hurts. The impact from the fall hasn't made this journey easy. You also have several injuries. Even if the scratches are small, you don't think you need stitches. The amount of them is starting to affect you. Oh no, are we getting blood loss? No, because we stopped. Then again, the one on the back of our head is going to cause us a lot of problems. It's getting hard to put one foot in front of the other. The scratches on your skin sting like lemon juice on paper cuts. It needles in the back of your mind. A constant needling, discomfort. Moving your muscles is a battle of will. They throb and protest with each use. Are you making the situation worse by walking? Well, yeah, you kind of are. Because you're currently bleeding out from the back of your noggin. You're supposed to sit down, aren't you, and apply pressure. Okay. You don't even know if this way will lead you out. What if this turns into a labyrinth and you can't go back? Will you die down here, alone and in the dark? Who would find you? Who would look for you? Ha! What a terrible fate you wouldn't wish on anyone. How cruel. These tunnels are devoid of light and life. You imagine what it would be like to never see the sun again, to never know its warmth on your porcelain skin, to never feel the wind through your white hair, to never taste the crisp, awesome air, to never hear the birds sing. Jesus Christ, calm down, character. You're making me anxious. Even if you don't die from your injuries, you can't find a way out. You can't find a way out. That's the life ahead of you. No. You decide to focus on the bright side. You want to remain optimistic. This situation doesn't look good, but you're alive now. You won't die alone down here. Your grip tightens on your phone as you continue to walk. This is so much worse, more eerie. I mean, it's scary meeting the monsters in a normal Undertale. You can just imagine like a little kid coming across like a frog, like this big massive frog, or like Tori, or even like the talking flower. But in the situation where you're in a cave in the dark, alone, devoid of life or sound, it's more scary because you're alone. The first drop you hear makes you jump. The sound of water dripping down the side of the cave wall startles you. Your heart jumps to your throat, your whole body tense from the unexpected sound. It is the only noise in this underground cavern. Each time the water hits the ground, its echo reverberates throughout the room. You shine your flashlight on the water and watch it fall for several seconds. Imagine though, this is what Sans has to go through in this AU all the freaking time. So he's always alone. Like once he's gotten rid of everyone. The ceiling is too high to try and spot a crack. You see the water slide down one of the stalactites. Oh, you wretched stalactites, to see you freaking back again. Good to see you. But that is as much as you can see. You let out a slow breath. Your heart returns to its normal beat. There must be another hole above. How many ways are there into this cavern? Actually, why isn't this cavern well known? You never heard about there being a cavern in the mountain before. It's a mountain. What do you think? Of course there's going to be caverns. It's a freaking mountain. It's going to have caves. The only thing the mountain is known for is its hiking spots. Some years ago, there was a superstition around the children missing. Oh my... Why did you go up the mountain then, you young dumb? If there's superstition, there's probably something to it. But that was well before your time. No one has gone missing on the mountain in a long, long time. That you know of. Until you, that is. If there are more holes at the top, then surely there's another way out. Your head throbs painfully, reminding you of your injury. All you can do is continue on and hope for the best. You move down the tunnel. Oh, good lord. How are we going to get out of here? Down another tunnel. Your flashlight flickers. You nervously check the bat. Good lord. Calm down. The hallway full. It hasn't gone down much since you last checked. Okay, so the phone is still okay. You continue forward, picking up your pace as much as you reasonably can. Your footsteps crunch into something. For the first time in several minutes, you stepped on something other than cave rock. You look down and frown at what you see. It looks like ashes. Oh, Sans has been here. Oh, poo. Dang it. He's already been in here. Okay. It's a greyish white sand-like substance. That's weird. You step out of it, an uneasy feeling in your gut. You take a look around, curious to see if you can find the source of the ash. All you see are dark or purple stones. Nothing around is close to that offish white colour. If nothing around you matches that colour, what could have created it? You feel strange about this. You can't put your finger on it, but it feels important. Well, yeah, it feels important. It's someone's ashes. A freaking monster got murdered. My goodness. So, yeah, it's something important. You feel a notch in your stomach. A sense of wrongness tickles the back of your neck. You give the pile of ash a wide berth. Yeah, we're not going to stand on it. Don't freaking do that. There used to be someone. My God. I hope it's not Tory. You give the pile of ash a wide berth. The situation feels uncomfortable. No. Not only because you're hurting, but you can't shake this feeling that something is wrong with that pile of ash. If this was a horror movie, this would be the time the audience learns about how the ash is really something sacred or a warning sign for some kind of horrific monster up in head. Oh dear. You really hope that's not the case for you. Monsters vanished from the world centuries ago. You doubt you run into them here. Really, what are the odds? You continue down the tunnel. You are in for a surprise, my friend. You are in for a surprise. This is such a long freaking tunnel. We're just going through the ruins by ourselves. Our characters scarring themselves. Your eyes are tired. They've been constantly strained from you struggling to look through the darkness. Your phone flashlight is decent, but it's still dark down here. It probably doesn't help that you hurt your head from the fall. You can feel the blood fly down the back of your neck. You push your glass up for a moment to rub at your eyes. Reopening them, you'll start when you realise you're about to step into another pile of ash. Oh God, one of them is Frog. One of them's our dear Frog and the other one is Whimsy. Oh no. You quickly sidestep. Your sky-coloured eyes flicker around to try and spot the source. The light from your phone moves quickly as you check each area. I mean, he surely can't kill Blukey. Blukey's a ghost. He can't dust Blukey, right? Can he dust Blukey? I thought he couldn't dust Blukey. I think even Kara can't kill Blukey because Blukey's a ghost. Is this AU going to prove me wrong that he can actually dust Blukey? Can he dust Blukey in this AU? Does anybody know if he can? Nothing to the left, nothing to the right, nothing on the ceiling. There's not a single thing that you can match that colour. It's as if someone dumped a pile of it in a random spot. A chill crawls down your spine. The knot in your stomach twists itself tighter. You hate this. You can't explain why, but this ash deeply unsettles you. As with the last pile, you walk wildly around it. Yes, don't go stepping on it. And then you see another one. You feel nauseous. Oh, God, Sans has killed everybody. Good Lord. Either Sans has done this, or maybe Kara did it. / Frisk. But I feel like it's just Sans that's done this. Trepidation keeps you on your toes as you walk around the pile. A foreboding blanket of uneasy settles over you. It chills your skin like a cold fog. Every part of you is filled with dread from this ash. It is unexplainable. You have no rational reason to be so disquieted and alarmed by some ash on the cave floor. You can admit that it's odd to find, but that shouldn't warrant the level of anxiety it gives you. Your heart beats loudly in your head again, shrouding out the suffocating silence of the cave. You restlessly shift your weight side to side as you stare at the latest ash mound. The light shakes your grip on your phone. It is no longer steady. Step around the pile. You go down the next tunnel. Oh my God. Are we out of this yet? I don't want to keep having to describe freaking ashes for the rest of the day. Thank you very much. Apprehension pricks your mind. Your whole body feels jittery. More and more piles of ash are spotted. You cannot notice them now. You walk around each one you find carefully not to disturb them. You wonder if you should feel silly for your concern over dust. Maybe the head injury is affecting you more than you realise. No. You should be very respectful of someone's ashes. Maybe it's just the atmosphere, the unending silence and darkness. You can't imagine what it'd be like to stay down here for much longer. You hope you find your way out soon. A sharp throbbing in the back of your head makes you wince. You stumble in your walking and nearly drop your phone. Black spots dot your vision. You blink them back. Oh no, our character might lose consciousness if this continues. It takes several long seconds to clear your vision. A long sigh subsides you. You exit the tunnel and enter another cavern. Oh god, how many more caverns? Oh no, this is Tori's house. Oh, flabba-dub-doopies. Maybe Sans isn't in there. But then again, Sans maybe Mama Tori's fine. But then again, Mama Tori would have come to see me. But Mama Tori wasn't there. Mama Tori's dead, isn't she? Flabba-dub. You almost can't believe what you see. You're in a cave. You are in a cave inside the mountain where no caves are listed. It's a freaking mountain. It's going to have caves. It's going to have caverns. Let go of it right now. Let's just get out of here. You fell into this cave by complete chance, and for some reason, there's a house. Okay, now that is unusual, the fact that there is a house. You are more than welcome to question about the house. There's a house in this cavern, an actual honest-to-goodness house. There are 2 sets of grey stone stairs that lead up to a purple bricked house. It's such an unbelievable sight. Your mind goes black. Hope surges through you. A house means people. People mean help. You almost run, relief carrying you on the steps into the front door that lies wide open and beckons you inside the darkness. Also, I don't know if the theme affects like how everything looks in the world. I'm hoping it doesn't affect how everything looks in the world, because that wouldn't make much sense. But you know, the fact that the theme is purple. You enter the house. From your phone flashlight, you can see that it looks surprisingly mundane for a house in the depths of a cave. In fact, it looks so ordinary that you reflexively look around for a light switch. You see one on the other side of the wall. Really? Though, what are the chances? You flip the switch, the light comes on. Am I going to want to explore? I don't like how the music went then. The music scared me. Okay. Okay. The floor creaks under you. The front room has a wooden floor. Ahead of you are stairs that seem to go down to a basement. To your right is a hallway, and to your left is a living room. There are railings wrapped around the stairs, and between them and you is a long high table. There are several framed pictures on the table. Your brow frowns at the occupants. There are 3 goat-like monsters and 1 human child. Monsters? History told you the monsters were banished centuries ago. Banished? Could it be? Were they banished into the mountain? Surely something this important would have been mentioned in your history textbooks, unless no other human knew. Your eyes roam to the other framed pictures. There are more pictures of the goat family with a human child. A lot of these pictures are just the children. This must be a family home. You feel ashamed at intruding. Given the circumstance, you hope the owner will be understanding. Okay, I guess we have to explore. Go to the living room. There's a long wooden table with a few chairs around it in the left corner of the living room. On the right, there is a large, comfortable-looking recliner situated near a fireplace. There are several bookcases filled with books pressed against the wall. It seems like a cozy room. You notice a hallway near the back. Going into it, you see there's a kitchen with a yellow and cream tile flooring. There is another table tucked in the corner of the kitchen with 1 chair behind it. You step into the kitchen. As soon as you step inside, you notice it. Ash. It's partially on the table, partially in the chair, and the rest is on the floor, as if someone was sitting there, as if someone had died there. Oh god, my character's now realised this. Your heart pounds in your chest, a sickening realization coming to you. It couldn't be, could it? Yet you feel faint. You take a stumbling step back. Ashes. Their remains. They died here. The family. You raise your voice and call out, panicked anxiety making your voice high-pitched than normal. You want to be wrong. You want to be mistaken. You call out as you search the home, but no one comes. You have to coincide here. You have to accept this truth. The ashes are monster remains. They must have died in this cave, alone, isolated, trapped, banished, unwanted. It tears at you, draggly cutting at your heart. The wind is knocked out of you. Your world's darkening, and how horribly unfair this feels. There is a lump in your throat and you swallow it back down. If you had not fallen here, who would have known? How cruel! Your breathing quickens, your insides being ripped apart at this tragedy. These poor souls. You close your eyes. Your heart aches for them. Your heart aches more than any of your injuries now. What can you do? What can we do for them? I mean, there has to be something we can do for them. Nothing for yourself, but something for them. You remember the flower bed. A small and little thought, but you can't do anything. Not when you know the truth. Not when they're already gone, so long without this much. It's difficult for you. Outrageous and painful to force yourself to start walking again. But it's not impossible for you. You leave the house. There is only one way back. You are grateful that this place is not a labyrinth, at least. With some kind of purpose, your footsteps move more quickly. You know what you are doing and what you plan to do. Although every so often you have to stop what you're doing and brace yourself against the cave wall. You keep getting light-hearted, and when you reach the flower bed back where you fell, you start to pick some flowers with shaky hands. You take as much as you carry. There are plenty of flowers left behind when you leave. As you walk back through the cave, you place a flower at each pile of ash. You try not to miss any spots. They deserve this much of it. Oh, that is so freaking sweet. Oh my goodness, that is so freaking sweet. Just leaving flowers for each of them. It is the small things, to place flowers at a grave. You don't know their names, nor their faces. You've never met them. You don't need to. They were living, breathing beings who had families and loved ones. That alone validated their existence to you. Their death should mean something otherwise. It's just... Aww. Aww. That's so sweet. Okay. You wish you could honor them differently, but flowers is all you have. You enter the house again. You're shaky when you re-enter. At least there's light here. You turn off your phone flashlight and set it down. You carry the last flower you have into the kitchen. Your sky-colored eyes rest on the ashes. You place the flower and whisper a soft sorry. There's a breath on the back of your nape. A gentle exhale of warmth. Click. You whip your head around so quickly you almost see stars. There's nothing behind you. Wait. In the corner you notice a cabinet beneath the sink is cracked open. You must have not noticed it the first time you were here. You bend over to curiously open it up. There are a few spray bottles, cleaners perhaps, and a white metal box. You set the rest of the flowers down so you can pull out the metal box. Opening, you find bandages, bottles, and pills inside, and several tubes of ointment. Oh my goodness. Was that Tori? A small hiccup of a laugh escapes you. You apply first aid to yourself. Was that Tori? There's no way that cabinet just happened to open by itself. The ointment is strange. It's bright green, sparkles and tingles when you place it over your cuts. A part of you feels reluctant to use it, but you don't have much of a choice. It's better than nothing, probably. Once every one of your injuries are bandaged, you had to use a lot of wrapping to get the back of your head to stop bleeding. You realize you're actually very hungry and tired. You feel very uncomfortable at the thought of raiding a dead monster's kitchen. You also acknowledge you don't have a lot of options. You could go for a few more days without eating, however. That poses its own risk. It's smart to eat and rest while you can. You know that, yet you apologize to the monster as you reluctantly go through her cabinets to search for food. You find plenty of boxed items. Some of them look vaguely recognizable. You give them a sniff, then taste. It dissolves like cotton candy in your mouth. Strange. Not inedible. You do still swallow something, and it doesn't upset your stomach. You eat half a box. You test the one in the sink. It works, much to your relief, so you fill a glass and chug some water. It has a weird tingly taste to it. You do wonder what could you use? What could cause it? Magic, maybe? But it doesn't deter you enough from drinking. Now bandaged and fed, you feel ready to rest. I honestly don't think Tori's going to mind at this point. I mean... You technically went back and, took the time to place a flower at the grave for them. This is so freaking sad. You leave the kitchen. The fireplace is on. You were certain it wasn't on before. Oh my god. Did Tori make the fire turn on? I'm gonna cry. That is so sweet. Just imagining like the soul of Tori is watching over this one now. You know, it's just the simple things have warned the passing of these monsters. This is definitely Tori's house, so I feel like Tori turned on the fire because she has the ability of fire. I don't know if that's how it works, unless the house itself is alive. But I want to think it's Tori. The fire's warmth feels pleasant against your skin. You shiver. You had not realized you were cold until you felt the heated air on the fireplace. The whole room starts to warm up quickly, actually. Perhaps the fireplace is set to turn on when the lights are on for a prolonged period of time? You know some houses do something similar with the heater or AC units. You take a few minutes to stand beside the fire. You enjoy its comforting warmth. You decide to move down the hallway. There is a long diamond patterned rug that runs down the middle of it. It squashes the sound of your footprints. You try the first door and find that it's locked. The second door, however, is cracked open. You enter the room. It's blue, very blue, and has a large bed with a tiny desk and more shelves filled with books. Your tired eyes are instantly drawn to the bed. You sway on your feet, exhaustion pressing on you. I'm really hoping our character has done a good enough job so that they don't their head, you know. You crawl into the bed. It's warm, it's soft, it smells like butterscotch. It's Tori's bed, isn't it? Your eyes burn when you think about the family in the picture. When you think about the ashes in the kitchen. They must have been one of their beds. You close your eye and swallow back the lump in your throat. It doesn't take you long to fall asleep. I'm going to cry. You dream of the house in the cave. Only this time when you enter the house, you are greeted by a tall goat monster with a kind smile on her face. I'm going to freaking cry. This is making me cry. You are making me cry. Only this time when you enter the house, you are greeted by a tall goat monster with a kind smile on her face. She wears a long, dark purple robe with white sleeves. There is a heart-shaped crest on the chest that has a symbol on it. Come in, she says. Her voice is kind and sweet. Her red eyes feel as gentle and as warm as a fireplace. You thank her as you step inside. It's pleasantly warm and the house is filled with soft lights. At once you feel at ease. Are you hungry? She asks you. When you step inside, she quietly shuts the door behind you. You are, actually. She beams. Good, I finished baking a pie. Would you like some? You nod, excited to try her food. You are graciously thank her. This is so freaking hard to read because Tori's actually dead in this one. Gosh darn it. She laughs. Don't thank me yet. You haven't even tried it. She offers you her hand. You take it. Her fur feels like felt, delicate and fluffy. The monster gives your hand a careful squeeze and starts to guide you through the living room. It's been ages since someone held your hand, especially in such a benign manner as if you were a small child instead of a grown adult. The monster guides you to your seat at the table. There is a large pie on the table. Oh my goodness. It's a golden brown pie with a brownish brown coloured feeling. Around the edges are dollops of white cream with cinnamon sprinkled all over it. It smells heavenly. Your stomach growls hungry. You're starved. She carefully cuts you a slice and places it on the plate in front of you. Eat up! You need to keep your strength, my dear. You pick up your fork and neatly cut out the first piece. You take your first bite, immediately tasting the butterscotch and cinnamon. The pie crust is flaky and melts like butter in your mouth. It's warm, sweet, delicious. So why? Why does it make your eyes burn? Why do you feel a sense of pain, of grief when you take a bite? This bitterness doesn't come from the cinnamon nor the butterscotch that's created it. It's hard to swallow, this lump of sweetness tinged by bereavement. When you do, you feel no less hungry than before, while the hollowness nestled in your heart. You look up at the monster whose smile as kindly at you as she had before. Thank you, Twinkle. For what? Her demeanor softens like a mother about to embrace her child. She bends down and nuzzles her snout into your face. For being you. You wake up with a stab of longing in your chest. Oh my god, was that kind of like Tori's soul? Like, thanking you for being kind? Oh my god, I'm going to... This is just the first part. I'm a softie. I have a soft. You rub at your eyes. It takes you several seconds to reorient yourself with your surroundings. Right, you're underground. You fell. You found this house. You reach to touch your face. You can still feel the softness of the monster's touch and how bitter that paste tasted. That dream. It's too real to be fake. You think you met a real monster. Right, you can still taste that pie. You get out of bed. Your body feels much, much better than when you first fell. You ache, but it's manageable. You stretch your arms and neck, your shoulder pops, relieving some pressure you hadn't noticed you had. You remake the bed. It was made when you first came in. It feels rude to leave it unmade as a guest. And head back to the kitchen. The pile of ash remains untouched at the table. I don't... Aw. No. Thank her for hospitality. I mean, 'cause she did. It was Tori. Tori was the one who opened the cabinet for them. Tori put on the fire. Tori connected to them through a dream. Because even looking at the pictures, there's no way they could have known what Tori was like. It had to have been Tori. You move to the first aid box you left on the counter. You figured you ought to change your bandages. You start with a bandage on your arms. As you unpeel the first bandage, your blue eyes widen. It's healed. Tori. Because Tori can heal. You touch the skin. It feels raw and there's a faint outline of a scar across your skin. It's a marvel. That strange ointment you used must be magical. You look at it with reversed reverence. You take extra care in using it as you replace your bandages with fresh ones. The old ones are carefully thrown into the bin. You drink some of that tingly water and you eat the rest of the box of crackers you found. You're ready as you can be. Oh god, we're going out into Snowden. If Sans is out here in Snowden, 100% I'm not going to go looking for him. Because if I go looking for him, I'm probably going to have a really bad time with him. He's going to get super hostile. God knows with him. You know, going out of the front door of the house will only take you in one direction. And as well, if we are the only ones down here with Sans is going to be watching. Because Sans always watches the character whenever they traverse anywhere. Unless, of course, he's going out to kill monsters all the time. You haven't explored the basement yet. Perhaps now's a good time. You exit the kitchen, go through the living room. That fire still feels delightful, and walk down the stairs. The step takes you to a long, dark, purple hallway. You walk down it and take a left at the end. The chilly wind rustles your hair. Wind? You pick up your pace. The end of the hallway leads to a broken door. You carefully step out over its splinters. You suck in a sharp breath. It's cold. Oh god, I made it. I think I made it. Did I make it out? Am I alive? Oh god, I'm in Snowden. Okay, I am in Snowden. I'm here. I'm in freaking Snowden. Okay.